that moment when you send your client gallery and it's supposed to feel like the biggest moment of the whole experience, but instead it kind of feels like a link in an email? But this is the moment. This is what they've been waiting for. This is the payoff. And if you're putting so much effort into your photography, your marketing, your client experience, but the delivery feels a little flat, you're missing one of the most powerful opportunities in your entire client journey. So in this video, I want to show you how I'm using Pic-Time 2.0, specifically the new gallery design and gallery covers, to completely elevate that final experience for my clients in a way that feels really aligned with my brand and honestly has me excited to send galleries again. Before we jump into that, I want to zoom out for just a second because you guys know I talk a lot about building a business that attracts quality clients through intent-based marketing. So Google Ads, SEO, bringing in people who are already looking for what you do. And when you do that, you've already invested in that client. Whether that's time, money, energy, you've invested. So once they're in your world, the goal is to keep them. And that's where client experience becomes everything. I always think of client experience like throwing a party. You don't decorate every single corner of the house equally. You focus on the areas that pack the most punch. The invitation, the entry when they walk in, the dessert table, the little gift when they leave. Those are the moments people remember. And your client experience works in the same way. This is the client roadmap I use, and I've highlighted the areas I pay extra attention to make sure I'm showing up 110%. These are the spaces I aim to exceed expectations. I'll link this PDF in the comments so you can print it and make your own notes about client experience. For me, the biggest touch points are the first inquiry, the shoot itself, and the delivery. And the delivery is huge. This is it. This is the moment they've been waiting for. So if that moment feels anticlimactic, like a Dropbox link or something generic, we're missing something. And that's exactly where Pic-Time 2.0 comes in for me. Now, I've talked about tools that have really up-leveled my business before, HoneyBook being one of them. And HoneyBook actually led me to Pic-Time because of how seamlessly they integrate. When I onboard a client in HoneyBook, it automatically creates a gallery placeholder in Pic-Time with all of their contact information already populated. So when I'm ready to deliver, I just upload the photos and everything is already set up. It saves me so much time. And then when I look at their HoneyBook file, the gallery now shows up inside their HoneyBook client portal as well, which just makes everything feel really streamlined on their end and helps me show up professionally. But what surprised me once I started using Pic-Time was how much more it did beyond just delivery. One, it started generating passive income through the print shop. And I'll come back to that because I want to show you the strategy I use that I believe helps me generate more sales. And two, it became a huge part of how I deliver an elevated client experience. And three, Pic-Time 2.0 has now even up-leveled my marketing. So, quick moment, Pic-Time is the sponsor of this video and my first official sponsor, which feels so exciting. If you know me or have watched any previous videos, you know that I love sharing about tools that have leveled up my photography business. One of the biggest things I look for when I invest in a tool is, are they continuing to improve? There's a Japanese word I learned in college, which is Kaizen. It means continuous improvement, and I love that concept. Ever since I learned it, it has been a theme in my life. I try to apply it to my own business and even my personal life. And I expect the tools I use to do the same. And Pic-Time just rolled out Pic-Time 2.0. There's a lot in this update, but the piece I want to focus on today is the design, specifically the gallery design and gallery covers, because this directly impacts that delivery moment we were just talking about. And I'll be honest, This rolled out right in the middle of spring, which is one of my busiest seasons. So I've been sending out a lot of galleries. And I'm genuinely so excited to send them out because of how customizable and on brand they feel with Pic-Time's new rollout. When I say excited, you guys, I mean, I've actually been editing a little quicker because I can't wait to deliver the photos and make the little Instagram highlight with the Pic-Time QR code. One of the things I care a lot about is brand cohesiveness. You've probably heard me talk about how your brand colors should complement your editing style so everything feels cohesive and intentional. And this update finally lets me carry that all the way through to the final delivery. It's one of those things your clients feel even if they can't quite explain why. So let me show you what this actually looks like. Before Pic-Time 2.0, this is what my galleries looked like. And honestly, they were beautiful. I was proud of them. My photos looked great. I didn't even think it needed to be better. But let's go ahead and walk through creating a gallery with Pic-Time 2.0 so you can see the difference. Before we jump in, quick tip. Have your brand colors, your logo variations, and your font names handy, because there are a lot of options here and it gets really easy to get distracted. Remember, your goal isn't to play with everything, it's to use these tools to stay cohesive with your brand. For me, that means matching my website as closely as possible. So once your gallery is created, everything feels pretty familiar. You've got your gallery name, your date, and this is where you select Pic-Time 2.0. Then you upload your photos like you normally would. I've already done that here so we can jump into the design. The first step is choosing your overall look and feel. There are a lot of options, and what I love is that when you hover over them, it shows you the structure, so you understand the layout before getting distracted by images and text. And something important to know, everything here is customizable, so you're not locked into anything. Personally, after playing around, I kept coming back to Classic because it felt most aligned with my brand, but then I went ahead and customized it from there. Inside the Customization tab, you can adjust your font family. There are 6 options that stay consistent no matter which layout you choose. And this is helpful to know because when we move into the gallery cover, you'll get more detailed font customization within that family. You can also adjust icon weight, button style, spacing, and how much white space surrounds your images. Now, let's talk about the gallery cover because this is where things really changed for me. There are so many design options now. I personally love the ones with subtle movement. It fits my brand really well because I use words like playful and energetic, and that little bit of movement reflects that feeling. Before, I was choosing a simple color background that complemented my image. Now, I can still do that, but I can also use white or pull in an actual brand color, which I love. You can adjust focal points, control how your logo appears, which is important because your logo shows up in 2 places, on the hero image and then right below the hero image. And it's important to think through color contrast because, like, for example, if you choose white for your logo and your background is also white, the logo disappears. So just be intentional there. The text customization is one of my favorite parts. It feels very similar to Canva, which I'm already comfortable with. You can choose your font styles, adjust weight, letter spacing, and really fine-tune the look. I like that you can set a primary and secondary font so everything feels consistent. You can also customize scene headers if you use multiple scenes, which makes the gallery feel more organized and intentional. I'm actually going to jump to another gallery I created recently as a location guide for a branding client so she could see sample galleries of what each location felt like. I just wanted to show you this so you could see what having multiple scenes looks like. Again, lots of options, but the goal is to stay cohesive, not over design. Okay, jumping back to the gallery we were just working on. So when we look at the final result, this is what my galleries looked like before. and this is Pic-Time 2.0. It just feels more elevated, more intentional, and more aligned with my brand. And then, this is so cool, you guys. Once you deliver your gallery, a little QR code pops up, and when you scan it, it populates this fun highlight video into your Instagram account, which you can quickly post as a reel or highlight. I mean, it literally takes less than 30 seconds and gives so much energy and excitement to the delivery process. I don't know, but this is probably my favorite part. It's so satisfying posting this and so easy. Now, if you stuck around, I want to quickly share my print shop strategy because this has made a big difference in my business. Every client of mine receives a print credit tied to my shop, and I price my products so that I'm still making a profit when they use that credit. So to them, it feels like a bonus, but it's still generating revenue for me. But the key to actually getting them to use that credit is avoiding decision fatigue. I learned this from Anime Tonkin's simple sales system. Instead of offering everything, I limit my products using a simple structure. 3 lower priced items, 3 mid-range, and 3 higher end options. That way there's something for everyone, but it's not overwhelming. When I simplified my shop this way, I saw more clients actually using their credit, which increased my passive income. I'm thinking about making a more in-depth video about this, and if it's something that would interest you, tell me in the comments. If you're not using Pic-Time yet, you guys, I definitely recommend trying it. It leveled up my client experience and increased my passive income, which is huge. There's a link below where you can get 1 month free. It's seriously been one of the best investments that I've made and made the biggest difference in my photography business. Not just in print sales, but in how I show up for my clients at one of the most important moments in their experience, the delivery. Okay, thank you guys so much for being here. It truly means the world to me, and I will see you next week.